Hello, and welcome to Fishing WA.
Have a look at that! Oh, it's screaming. That is unbelievable. Oh, nice fish. Well done. Oh, look at that. Not a bad size. Oh, mate.
When it comes to crabbing, Mandurah would have to be one of the most popular locations by far. The dorsal boat ramp is close to the cut and is located 75 kilometres south of Perth. The Peel Inlet and Harvey Estuary produce plenty of blue manna crabs, especially over summer. Drop nets are very productive, and if you're wanting to scoop or wade the shallows, then a crab scoop is a must.
Well, what can I say? I've finally got Harry to do some work. I dragged him out of the office, and here we are at Mandurah. Now, behind me is dorsal cut boat ramp. Launch there, within seconds, we're across the other side, do a bit of crabbing. The idea is basically bait up the nets. I'll give you a rundown later in detail. But right now, the key is basically to anchor. And luckily, we've got the new stress-free anchor winch, very handy. Straight down she goes. Bait up the actual nets, drop along the different sort of depth contours from 1 metre out to 2 metres, and hopefully show you some crabs. Now with all drop nets, they always come with around about sort of between 6 and 10 metres of rope. Right now, 10 metres of rope, and we're only in say 1 to 2 metres of water, it's too long. If the rope's too long, by the time you start pulling up your rope, you're going to scare the crabs out of the net, so not good. So I'm going to shorten this up. So what I'm going to do is basically count off say 5 metres from the bottom up, then I'm going to put it onto my float. So I've got excess rope, that's for say Coburn Sound or Swan River where I'm crabbing in 20 metres of water. What I'm going to do is undo my shark clip. What I'm going to do now basically is clip on this here, so I can now take the excess rope from my drop net, put it back onto the float. So it's good having excess rope, but not when you're in 1 metre of water. You don't want 20 metres of rope or even 10. So I'm going to count off about 5 metres. Right now I'm only just going to guesstimate it. Later on I'll do a proper count. It's about 5 metres. What I'm going to do is lock it off with that shark clip. Like that there, and all you do is pull it down tight. It's so handy having these 6-inch cut-out crab floats. Have all your excess rope on there. I've got about 5 metres right now, down to crab drop net and the actual bait pins now. Normally in Coburn Sound and also Swan River, often there's stingrays around, especially in Coburn Sound. So I like using these heavy duty bait pins. So stronger than your normal. What I do basically is open it up and add 2 bait pins. Why 2 bait pins? 2 baits. Often you'll find the crabs will fight. So if you have 1 bait in the middle, basically have 1 bluey come onto the actual net. If there's another bluey around, he'll push him away, fight him off. So have 2 tuna heads, 2 baits, you're guaranteed to get more crabs, 2, 3, even 4 in a drop net. So 2 bait pins. Now tuna heads, my favourite bait. You can use different stuff. Very, very resilient to blowfish as well. So Swan River or here in Mandurah. So basically full of all that gunk. Look at that. Now all that smell, that's tuna oil, blood and gunk coming out. Crabs absolutely love it. So straight through the eye. Mullet does work, so does spleen and other stuff, but love my tuna heads. 1 bait on. I was actually watching a bit of GoPro footage recently on YouTube of a guy not far south of Perth that basically showed on YouTube about basically with the GoPro how 1 crab was basically on the bait and he was pushing all the other crabs away. Hence, need I say any more? 2 baits, more crabs. Well, there you go. Everything's ready to rock and roll. Best thing about this, I've actually got Harry doing all the work. I only had to bait up 1. How good's that? Well, I think that's about enough. Now, saltwater slurry. Why? So important with any crabs, crustacean, basically put them into a saltwater slurry. So basically using the salt water from here and then plenty of ice, kills the crabs humanely, and when you go cook them up that night or the next day, they taste absolutely delish. I'll keep some spare ice for a little bit later. That's enough for now. So saltwater slurry. Why would you want to come down to Mandurah and not look after your crabs?
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
Nice. We got three, two good ones and one little bun, mate. Have a look at that. Where's your toes?
yeah.
I did all the work, man.
I know you did all the baiting up. How good is that? Just goes to show you the prime time. Mandurah right now, the crabs are just starting to fire. It's basically early Jan, and well, need I say any more? Proofs in the, not the pudding, the net.
All right, Ryan, mate, I think we need to get the gauge, mate, and check these ones out.
Okay, grab the gaff. Now,
Yep.
you may be thinking back at home, why the gaff?
Because he's scared of them.
Basically, yes. Now, what you do is they're going to go a little bit crazy. So what I normally do is basically hold the net up, normally, so that it can't get out. And you hold that up. Basically, this one is a female, so what we'll do is get her out of there. Okay, that one's out. Thanks, Harry. Now, no need to gauge at all this one because it's a female. Underneath there, you can see that right there is eggs. So anything with eggs at all, in this case, obviously a female blue-maned crab has to go back ASAP. Off she goes. Now these ones are boys. Difference is basically the boy is more sort of blue, their arms are nice sort of iridescent blue, females are more motley brown colour. So these are the males, and not a bad size one. Now you can tip them upside down to get them out if they bite on. In this case, it hasn't bitten on. Famous last words. Now what I'm doing here, you can see, got them right behind the swimmers here. Okay, so rear swimmers. That way it's nice and safe. The crabs can't come back and basically nip you. Well, they can if you do that, but... Now, measure, absolute must, 127 millimetre minimum carapace length, right? So bare minimum down here, 127. What you do, point to point on the crab. The fisheries are always down here, so you must always measure your crabs, even if you think they're legal, it doesn't matter, you can see that there. It's around about 3 mil over, 4 mil over, so well and truly size. And I reckon, by the weight of that there, it's got some nice meat in it. Mandurah crab starting to fire, put it in the...
Straight in the esky, buddy.
Straight in the esky.
Right, got it open.
That's it. There's the thing, good eskies means good seal, so there you go. One for the ice brine. Now give it maybe about 10 seconds and he's fully basically anaesthetised. So kill him humanely and tastes a lot better. Next one. There you go.
Yeah,
Same size as the
same
last
size
one.
as the other one. They must be twins.
Must be twins. So again, one for the ice brine. Well, there you go. One pot, 2 keepers, over legal size, female going back. Best thing about it, I've got another 9 more pots.
To find out more information about Fishing WA or just want to ask a question, like us on Facebook.
Vertical. Go, 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 go.
Yep. Oh, look at that, Ryan.
Nice. Nice.
Another 3 hauler, mate.
Look at that. Thing is, we've just mixed it up. I've actually started at the deep end, and basically when I say deep, around about 2 metres of water, and then come into the shallows to around about 0.7, close to 1 metre of water. Just goes to show you right now they're in the shallow, they're in the deep.
All right, Ryan, I think we've got to get a gauge out, mate.
Absolutely, I reckon most of them may be just under, but that deeper water probably is producing slightly bigger ones.
Oh, we've got to run away.
Yep, run away.
Run away, run away.
Okay, thank you.
That's what the gas's good for.
That is good.
Better than your toes.
Absolutely, all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a bit small, that one. That one goes
Undersized,
back.
you can see that there? Right there, undersized, so I always like to gauge it twice, make sure, look at that, angry. Make sure you gauge it twice so that you don't get stung back at the boat ramp. Fishers are out always doing their bit. That one there's under as well by looks, so I think the deeper, yeah, it's undersized. So the deeper stuff, stand up, get old legs. The deep stuff is producing, but how's that? 2 pots, 1 shallow, 1 deep, and have a look around it so you can see everyone. Over here in the shallows, a lot of guys bring their boats over and they go scooping. Scooping is very effective in getting big crabs as well, so you don't need a boat, you can do it land-based. In this situation, we're using the coral line. All right, mate, let's get it back in the water.
Get it back in.
Later on I'll show you the tools of the trade and my net in detail. Meantime, Harry's about to pull up now to one of the floats. So important obviously to have, say, a small gaff, just so you can actually reach over, hook up the float, and also approaching the float, try to basically grab the float, go as much on the rope as you can. That way when you pull up the net, you're more vertical, right? You don't want to tip the crabs out of your net. So I've just got the actual float. Harry's done a good job, just turn the boat. As soon as I've got the rope and I'm vertical, bit of pressure, and in. Well done, Harry, have a look at that. Whee! Well, that's a small one. That one is definitely going back.
Yeah, that's a good one, Ryan.
That's a good one, mate, that one. And it's amazing, that one there is a little bit different than before. The other one's slightly darker sort of colour, like it had that sort of orange sort of tinge to it. Generally that means it stayed in the upper reaches of basically the Peel estuary or the Harvey estuary. This one may have come from the dorsal cut, so a little bit cleaner, but they all taste delicious. If you want to hold that for us, mate. Yep, this little female.
She's running away.
I'm used to that.
Yeah, most females run away from you, Ryan.
These are the ones you got to worry about. I'm not trying to hurt her. A little female. There you go. Don't bite me. Okay, this one. And that one's not coming out, so I'll show you a tip back at home. What you can do, you got to be careful. Sometimes, obviously, if you tip upside down, they want to run away on the deck. But as soon as you put them under a bit of pressure upside down, they often will drop. Not always, but often. As long as they're not tangled up, like that there. Come on, this one's tangled up. It's got this. A little bit tangled. If they're not tangled, they'll generally let go.
Ooh,
stay.
big boy's going.
Yeah, he's going for me. So yeah, so if they're basically biting on to the actual net or to the bait, tip them upside down, they will release. Sometimes if they're real stubborn, put them in the, knowing that they're legal size, put them into the esky, the saltwater ice brine, slows them down, and they generally let go of here. Now, that one will measure. Often I'll say to, or mates will say to me on my boat, it's legal, Ryan. I'll say, yeah, I know it's legal, but I'm gonna always gauge it and check it. There you go. Look at that. Real long arms, full of meat by the looks of it, quite weighty. And there you go. Throughout Fishing WA TV series, you've seen us use the extreme gear. Let me show you just some of the products. We've got the extreme PE braid, very well priced, from brim braid all the way through to jewfish, awesome stuff. We've got the extreme hooks, from skippy size all the way to jewfish, snapper, you name it, ultra sharp, ultra strong. We've got the metal slice, everyone loves metal slice there. From herring all the way up to tailor salmon size, great product. You always need leader, the extreme leader, from low poundage all the way up to the heavy stuff there for offshore deep water fishing. If you're chasing jewfish or snapper, bulch and groper, the octo jig and the metal jig, all different sizes, different colours, this will get you a lot of reef-fish and out of the rods. The Fishing WA extreme range is huge, from squidding to bottom bouncing to trolling to poppering to jigging, you name it, we've got it. Very well priced, ultra light. Check them out at your nearest extreme tackle retailers or check them out online, extremetackle.com.au. I must admit, I do love my crabbing. So whether you're in Mandurah, where we are right now, Swan River, Coburn Sound, I must admit, as a kid, my father used to bring me here, mainly scooping, and it's so exciting. And now, every time I go up to a pot, it's a bit of a buzz. You don't know what you're going to get. So it could be 3 or 4, could be 0, but with 10 nets in the water, you've got plenty of chances. All right, Harry, let's do it, mate. And you see what Harry's done? He's actually gone upwind. So we're basically gone upwind. And that way we're turning the boat a little bit to the left, just kicking the motor a little bit so that we drift away from the pot. So we're not drifting over the pot, away from the pot. Well, that one has been producing, but obviously not so now. So it's so important, in my opinion, don't put it back down. I see it often. If the crabs aren't there, they're not there. So what we'll do now is just leapfrog. Go another 10 metres that way and put it in. All right, Harry, let's go, mate. All right, 10, 15 metres away from that spot where it didn't produce, and hopefully now, fresh crabs will find the net. That's good, Harry. Oh, that's a nice one. Have a look at that. Persistence pays off. That bluey is a keeper. Well, that's it, well and truly oversized. That one's obviously lost one claw from fighting. The males often do fight, especially over a female. So that one's obviously lost that fight. But good tucker, nonetheless. That esky, he's starting to look healthy. Keep that pressure on, it's so important. Oh, that's a decent size. very nice. Put that straight down. Get you straight out before you start locking on.
He's a bit active.
Oh, gee. He's a little bit angry.
Yeah, he saw your face and that was it. Like, no!
That's enough. It's got that little bit of that tinge there on the claw and underneath. I reckon that one's legal. A lot of guys will go crabbing first thing in the morning, and that is productive, no doubt. But so is late arvo with a rising tide. So no right or wrong. I'm a gentleman's hours man, as Harry knows. That one for the esky. All right, we got some extra weight or what? That we do.
Oh, look at that.
Have a look at that.
Hit the mother load.
The mother load. Now that's my type of crab drop net. We'll get them out and give you a close look. Well, I'm impressed. This morning gets better and better. We've caught a few small ones, but with the small ones, there's big ones. I've told you before, and there you go, there's the proof. We're starting to get some real big males. That one there would be full of meat, both legal size. Other one undersized by just a little bit, so back in the water. The crabbing is starting to go off, hence why I use 2 baits. So important. Often if you have 1 bait, one will go on, another one wants to come on there, he'll fight him away, and that's it. So there's a potential of 2 or 3 crabs around your drop net. So 2 baits equals more crabs. Time to go on the esky.
This year we are giving away $2,000 worth of extreme tackle, as well as a Bradley 6-rack smoker valued at $1,200. To enter, all you have to do is like us on Facebook.
Now we look at colour.
Oh, yeah, we do actually, mate. Look at those two.
Oh, nice.
They've had a good feed. They've been sitting there for a while. Look at those tuna heads that are left.
Yeah. Stand back. Yeah, the tuna head's obviously no doubt been ripped apart, but it's doing its job. That's why I like tuna heads. The blowies eat them. Obviously the crabs eat them. Doesn't matter. There's still obviously plenty of bait left over. I reckon maybe one's definite, one maybe just under. Let's have a look.
Right, we'll check it out. Bit active, ain't they?
They're very
Leave
active.
each other alone.
Crab net in 1 metre. Mandurah estuary, going off. Yeah, no, I do agree. I think they're definitely size. Look at the difference in colour. That one there, obviously more mottled colour, still blue manna, but again, as mentioned before, maybe obviously in the upper reaches and the shallows. This one obviously more so maybe from dorsal cut ocean, a bit cleaner. Okay, just drop that over there. Certainly never get sick of pulling up a drop net and seeing blue. That one there is definitely legal.
Okay, Ryan, I think that's in the esky, mate.
Well, that's got some nice colour inside there, my friend.
Yep.
And this one, we'll rotate that net around.
Yep.
I'll give you a rundown very soon on the 2 different parts of the estuary. Now, I'm certainly no expert down this way, but if I'm correct, let's check that one. And the second one out. So certainly the Mandurah estuary firing. Now talking about estuary, if I'm correct, that one there's the Peel estuary. This is the Harvey estuary. So that's south, that's north. Crabs don't know any different. Have a look at that. Tasty blue manna crab. We're eating well tonight, mate.
Yeah, we certainly are, mate. I think to get that in there, man. Get the net out again.
Yep. That is looking very healthy. Now, a lot of people ask me through my tackle store, what's your favourite drop net? There's obviously so many different types. This one right here, they call it a Bunbury Special. It's 80 centimetres in size, roughly, and it's got the net base. This one, my preference, by far, for Mandurah, Coburn Sound, and also the Swan River. So it's quite wide. Being wide, you get to basically put 2 baits in. So we've got 2 tuna heads, 2 heavy-duty stainless steel crab clips. Why heavy-duty? Sometimes in the Swan River, more so Coburn Sound, stingrays will get on top of the bait and try to rip the bait off. So heavy-duty stainless steel bait pins, 80 centimetre Bunbury Special net. Now they normally come standard with around about, say, 4mm nylon rope. I've actually changed it over with a loop connector to heavier stuff, around about 5mm, no thicker than 6mm. Too thick, you're going to get a lot of drag, it's going to move the net around. So this one here is 6mm PP rope all the way through to my float, which is a 6-inch cutout. Comes white, I've painted it yellow, doesn't matter. Green, red, yellow, as long as it stands out. White floats don't, especially when you're heading into the sunlight. Hard to see. Got the shark clip, the extra rope. That's it. These nets, in my opinion, are the best, and that's why I get results.
All right, Ryan, I think this one might just be size. We'll have to check that one out though, mate.
Yep, absolutely. I reckon he's definitely size, but nonetheless, that's a clean blue manna. few of them had that sort of tainted marks. Get off. Get off. Know your size. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's well and truly
Definitely size. So therefore, he can get dropped upside down in the esky. They don't like their own bit of weight. There you go. Well, today, just getting better and better.
Whew. Well, Ryan, mate, what a magnificent day.
Absolutely. Mandurah crabbing going off, but we're here at the prime time, which is basically December through to February. Right now we're in January and going off. Every net really had a crab, sometimes small, but often that size.
Yeah, it wasn't very often what you didn't have a crab, but yeah.
Absolutely. And we're
Heaps
only
of
crabbing,
action.
what, 1 to 2 metres of water. Plenty of people around us, so often guys come down here for scooping. In this case, we're down there basically doing the boat thing, but the obviously drop nets produced a fair few. I think we got close to our limit. If not, after this, we'll go and get a cheeky few more. And
Cheeky few more and a cheeky, you know.
Yeah,
and
a few
then,
coldies.
yeah, a few coldies on the way back. And we're
Well,
laughing.
I think that's it for us, so thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Fishing WA.